Welcome to the regular board meeting, Village of Norridge, Wednesday, September 27th, 2017. I call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
President Chmura.
Here.
Clerk Budnick. Trustee Kucharski. Here. Trustee Tannhauser.
Here.
Trustee Solomowski.
Here.
Trustee Feligario.
Here.
Trustee Gregorio.
Here.
Trustee Gelsomino.
Here.
We have a quorum.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like a motion to approve and adopt the minutes of the regular meeting of September 13th, 2017 as presented and published, and that they be made part of the record here.
I'll make that motion.
Motion, trustee
Second.
Gelsomino. Second, trustee Solomowski. Vote please. 6-0, motion carries. Nothing in the president's report, so we'll go right into committees. Finance, trustee Gregorio.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have nothing in discussion. Is there any question or modification to my agenda? Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to accept item A on my consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Did you see item A?
Second? Yeah.
Isn't it B?
It's under
Item
item A.
Oh, is it? Okay. Okay, sorry. First motion, trustee Gregorio, seconded trustee Kucharski. Vote please. What's that?
Dan was actually first.
No, it doesn't happen. Whenever Jackie does something.
Okay.
That is all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. Law and ordinance, trustee Feligario.
Thank you, Mr. President. Since my consent agenda is very short, I have something today in discussion. But we visited Nordstrom's today and the show property in that, and October 26th will be Nordstrom's. They will open on that date. And also the theater will open on October 4th. And then we had a surprise, Mr. President. We're having in the courtyard at the hip, there will be a Popeyes will open. That happens to be one of our favorites, so you know we'll be there. Under consent agenda, I have one item. Are there any questions as to their content? Or its content? If not, I'd like to make a motion to have it approved as noted.
Second?
First, trustee Gregorio, second, trustee Gregorio. Vote please. 6-0, motion carries.
That is all I have, Mr. President.
We'll go past 3, there's nothing in 3. We'll go right to the police, trustee Kucharski.
I have nothing in discussion, but in committee, I'd like to make a motion to put that in my consent agenda, A.
Motion to move to committee to
Put it in.
consent agenda. Need a second?
Second.
You almost jumped out my seat here.
Second.
I guess it's him.
Her.
Okay, trustee Gregorio, second. Vote please.
I didn't know you were going to do it.
Just a matter of clarification, Mr. President. The item that was moved from committee was denominated A in committee. On the consent agenda, it would be now C. So the consent agenda is now A, B, and C.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Now I'd like to make a motion, unless anybody has any questions, to approve on my consent agenda A, B, and C.
First,
Second.
trustee Kucharski, second trustee Gregorio. Vote please. 6-0, motion carries.
That is all, sir.
Thank you very much. Nothing in 5. So, looks like Dan, you got a full plate there, Dan.
Yep, thank you, Mr. President. Under discussion, item A, as a matter of record, on September 15th, 2017, a payment was mailed to the IEPA in the amount of $73,841.99 for the water meter loan. This payment is number 29 of 30. The remaining loan balance is $67,473.67 with a final payment due March 31st, 2018. The loan originated in May 8th, 2003 and was for $2,208,891.38. That's it for discussion. Under my consent agenda, item number E, Brian would like me to read that. Concur with the recommendation of Edwin Hancock Engineering and enter into agreement with J.A. Johnson Paving Company for the Motor Fuel Tax Fund 2017 Service Patching Program, bid amount of $247,407,000. Although the lowest bid was submitted for this project, Brothers Asphalt Paving Inc. with a bid of $207,457.45. They requested their bid be withdrawn due to an error in calculating the unit price for one of the pay items in the bid.
J.A. Johnson. IDOT has concurred with this recommendation, so we have no problem.
That's all I have for my consent agenda. Any questions or modifications? I'd like to make a motion.
Second.
Motion, trustee Tannhauser, second trustee Swijalski, vote please. 6-0, motion carries.
That's it, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. I know that I'm getting old because I was here when we originated that line. And one thing I think Don Katowski was involved too. So, and he said 15 years, well, we're never going to pay this thing. Well, one more payment, we're done. Only problem is, we have a lot of MPUs and everything we're replacing. So we did pay it off, but we have a lot of
Future expenses.
future expenses. Very well put. Okay. Clerk Popeye.
This Saturday is Coffee and Conversation with Mayor on September 30th, 9:30 a.m. Commissioner Peter Silvestri will also be in attendance. Come and bring all your questions regarding soda tax, sugar tax.
You voted against it.
You did vote against it, but I'm sure everyone asks the question. That's it.
Okay. At this point, any comments or questions, as long as that relate to the village of Norridge? Yes.
I want to make you all aware of a conversation I had with Superintendent O'Malley
You
today.
need to come up to the microphone. Your husband told me.
I've been trying to get a hold of him for weeks regarding the traffic issue around Leigh School. We're all suffering terribly. We can't park when we get home. I have to sit in my car 20 minutes before I can enter my house after I do pick up at Giles. People are parking illegally in the alleys, whatever. It's just a nightmare. It's a mess. Cars are going to end up getting hit. Kids are going to get hit. I have pictures, videos. Anyhow, I've called him several times. Never calls me back. Today, as I was trying to find a parking spot, I kept calling, finally got through. And I asked him what his traffic plan was. He said, not my problem. It's the village's problem. I said, you created the mess by changing the schools around. He said, not my problem. It's yours. I was complaining that the teachers are parking on our block, taking up all the spots. Again, he said, that's your problem. So is there anything that we can do? Can we get permit parking that's for our block only, so we can eliminate that for the surrounding blocks around the school where we don't have that problem? What are we going to do? It's a mess.
Okay,
It's going to turn out to maybe, I'm going to put like some chairs and some toys in front of my house. Like the city does in the winter, you know?
Well, you know, a little history of this is we gave them some alternatives.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure.
We told them to take their parking lot that they currently have.
Mm-hmm.
They will not be using the field. So we asked them at that point, expand that.
Mm-hmm.
No money. We asked them to do a traffic study.
Oh,
Probably
I
8
heard about
months
that.
ago, a year ago. What was I told? No money. Parking. You should at least look at the parking to see where we're at. What was my answer? No money.
I heard the same thing today.
Now, Dan, I'll let Dan go from here because Dan and his couple of people I think he went over there with.
So I met with their group with Dave and Brian Gager probably about 3 weeks ago. It was a week after the kids started going to schools. They said that at that point there were no issues. We did bring up, they had a few issues that we took care of one of them. So what we decided is that we were gonna wait 2-3 weeks to see how everything went, and then we were gonna meet with them again to see if there was any issues. So Brian was gonna set up a meeting today with them for one day next week, so I'll be able to tell you more after our meeting. But
I have some video and I have
yeah.
some pictures I can always show
right.
you.
We just met, though, like I said, Dave and Brian, and we met with a few of the board members,
I
with
would
Dr.
also
O'Malley.
suggest all of you, any of you, hang out in front of my house at 3 o'clock for about 25 minutes, and you'll see how bad it is.
Yeah, like I said, what?
I'll make the coffee.
Yeah, so like I said, we met with Dr. O'Malley and his
Throw cannoli in there, and I'll be.
his
For sure.
the principals of both schools and a couple board members. Dave's been going to the school. I mean, for that first week and the second week, Dave's been to both schools every morning just to see what's going on. So I don't know what Dave could say right now, but like I said, we're going to meet with Dr. O'Malley and go over the issues if there are any issues. But as of the first week, he said everything was running smooth. And
From day one, it's been a problem, and
Yeah.
then the kindergarten started, it's only been worse.
yeah, so we met with them the first week.
Yeah.
We didn't meet with them after the kindergartens were starting the following week, so we haven't met with them since. But Dave, tell me if I'm wrong, but he said Giles was perfect.
There's we have not gotten any complaints
Right.
at Giles.
Leigh.
We are still getting some complaints over at Leigh School.
Yeah.
We put another crossing guard over there. Ultimately, my biggest concern is the safety of the kids. Obviously, that's going to be, and I know that's a cliche to say, but we put a crossing guard there. We've added officers there to prevent people from going the wrong way down the one-way street during school hours. We've got guys at strategic locations trying to make sure traffic goes in the proper direction. There's
We put that crossing guard, they asked us, they requested it.
Yes.
And we did that,
Yes, we did. And
which does cost us more money.
yes, it does.
So he more or less, the commotion seems like it's like 15 minutes.
No, it's longer than that.
No, I'm just telling you what
Yeah.
the conversation
Oh,
was.
yeah.
It
No,
was
because
that-
I've sat in my car as long as 20 minutes trying to get a
Yeah.
parking spot so I can go in my house. I've seen issues all the way from Lawrence, all the way to Wilson, and I don't know how far east it
Right.
goes, but it's
Yeah, I'm
nightmare,
just going
up
by
and down all
what
the
we were
streets.
told, that
Well, I
There's
welcome you
commotion of
guys to
15
go
minutes.
check it out for
Yeah, I mean,
yourselves,
David-
yeah.
our eyes and ears over here.
They're still.
I see that.
Mhm. And it's worse after for pickup, yeah, way worse. So,
And he also saying that he's waiting for the parking because the village is dragging their feet.
now I know
So you're
better,
dragging your feet.
Yeah.
I know better how things work, but how about the other individuals he's telling that to? It's not fair to blame the village for his mess.
Well, I don't think the committee, when they met with him, they didn't promises to him. They said they'd look into it.
Right, that's exactly right. He came up with, he said everything was going smooth, and they
Well-
came up with 3 options or 3 things that they'd like us to look into.
He takes
And I think we took
ownership
care of the
anything.
2 of
We
the
took
3.
care of 2 of them. I know the crossing guard was one.
Right, in the right-hand turn.
Yeah, right,
So we
right-hand
took care of
turn.
2 of the things he asked for, and he said if we get those taken care of, we'll be happy and everything will be good. So this is the first I'm hearing that there's an issue. So we'll look into it and let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Nobody else at this point? The Boy Scouts don't want to say anything?
No, we're good.
You good? Enjoying yourself?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, good, very good. Okay, with that, I'll ask for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Trustee Justin will first, trustee Gregorio second, vote please. 6-0.
Okay.
Meeting, thank you.